Thank you for inviting me here, and I especially want to thank John Wisda for getting me into this. John and I have been friends since Sister Emelita's third grade elementary school in St. Monica's, Santa Monica, California. And John is the leader of Tribal Me, I guess you all know who he is. He's the singer-songwriter. I think he's the band leader. And since we're all, not all of us, excuse me, but a lot of us are about that age. John and I grew up, we surfed together, we got in trouble together, we started smoking pot together, and I bought a car from the bargain box. It cost me $100. It was a Peugeot 403. Anybody here knows about the Peugeot? They're a great car. You don't see them anymore, but they were a big hit in the 60s. And the steering wheel had a hub, and you could pull that hubcap off, and there was the big nut there to take the wheel off. But it was also the perfect place to keep your stash. And at that time, well, it's still, I don't know, but at that time it was zigzag papers and Rizla. And the Rizla had a paper that was licorice paper, was black or dark brown. But I never liked those. They were too thick, and you kind of had to be a member of Three Dog Night to want to have one of those in your mouth. Anyway, and they also had these papers that looked like a dollar bill. Green paper, president on it, and everything. So this particular day, it was John and I, we were heading up the coast. The sunroof, we had a sunroof in the car. It was an AM radio with nice faux ivory knobs. 4-speed on the column. I gotta set this all up. And we're smoking a joint. And it was made with these green papers. So we're going up and we're smoking and we're getting stoned. And I look at John, and he's got this green stain on his lip. And I'm looking at him, and he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Denk, you got a green stain on your lip." And just then, we hear the cops, the siren, and we're getting pulled over. And we're looking at each other. And I don't know, maybe we had had too good a life up until then, but we didn't panic. We just, I don't know, we were stoned. So we pull over, and even at that time, you knew not to go looking for your wallet and just keep your hand on the wheel and not do anything, not panic. So I've got my hand on the wheel, and I look down, and right there where I had my secret stash, there was a corner of the plastic bag sticking out. So I don't know. I think I put my hand over that very casually. I rolled down the window, and the cop, and at that time, I don't think the cops were too savvy about pot at that time. Not all of them really knew. Anyway, he talked to us for a little bit. I don't know what. I don't remember. John might know, but I don't want to ask him because he won't shut up. But he left. And that was the end of the story. And now we learned something from that, and we never use those green papers again. So, that was one story with John. And another story with John was we were both on a sailboat, the Golden Hind, in 71, I think it was. John was the navigator, and I was the cook. I knew something about food. Myself and another friend, we had a health food store in Topanga Canyon called Natural Spirit Foods. what we did is we bartered. We would trade lentils for pot or something like that. Anyway, we lasted about 6 months. We were way ahead of our time. And so we didn't even sell the business. We loaded everything we had into the back of the Peugeot and took off for a few months road trip. But that's another story. So John and I are on this boat, sailboat. He's the navigator, I'm the cook. And on 4th of July, 1971, in the afternoon, we left Marina del Rey for Hawaii. We didn't really know anything about sailing. There were 6 days. But we had worked for a year on the boat. We knew it upside and down, everything we knew. But we really didn't know anything about sailing. I remember one day it took us half a day to put the spinnaker up. We had it up about 5 minutes and took it down. And that was the last time we ever. So John would go out every noon, just before noon, and take the noon shot, which told us where we were, hopefully. And he would take the noon shot, then he'd go below, and a half an hour later or something, he would come out and say, well, we're here. Then we would adjust. So eventually he got a nickname. He got 2 nicknames. One was Mr. Noonshot, and the other one was Mr. Pipeload, because he was always getting stoned. So, and I was the cook, and we had the best watch, because we had the morning watch, so we watched the sun come up, and we'd always get stoned, and we'd listen to music, and so we were mid-ocean, and this is far out there, and John gets hit by the boom, almost killed him. And so now we're worried, because he's the only one who knows where we are. He's the only one who knows how to get there. And from then on, there was dissension in the crew. We were going, John, do you really know what we're doing? Yeah, I know what we're doing. So on the 17th day at 10 o'clock in the morning, John says, we should see the island. And we had never seen that before. We had never come across an ocean. We didn't know anything. We'd never come across an ocean to land, to make a landing, to make a land, I forget the name, there's a word for it, a landfall. And so 10 o'clock, we're out there on the bow of the boat, and we're looking like Popeye. We're going, where is it? Nothing. 11 o'clock, nothing. 12 o'clock, nothing. John, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. We're lost. Goes on and on, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All of a sudden, it is right there. It looks like a hotel. You've got Molokai and Maui on both sides. He was right, but the visibility wasn't right. I mean, we just couldn't see it. So we came in. He was the best guy ever. We made a left, sailed along the Kaanapali, opened a bottle of champagne, and I remember the owner of the boat, he goes, is this living or what? And we went into Lahaina. And so that's another story that I had with John. And he's always had a band. His first band was the Ides of Red Wing. And I don't know why he called it the Ides. I looked up Ides, it's middle or something. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in. So I have 2 quick poems. John said it would be okay if I said these poems. One's whimsical. I said I'm not going to use that word whimsical, but I have. So I see my clothes in the closet, hanging, waiting to be worn. Some are looking pretty tired. Oh, that green shirt's torn. I used to wear it a lot. I really liked its style. I should probably throw it out. No, I'll keep it for a while. Wonder what I'll wear tomorrow. Wonder if they know. I should probably go to bed. Shut that closet door. That's the whimsical one. And you know, anytime I write, and I don't write very often, but it's, as the French would say, I want to suicide myself. So, I don't write that often. But every now and then I get depressed, and that's when I write. And this one I wrote, and it's kind of angry. I was walking along the beach, and I stepped on a piece of glass. Fuck me, son of a bitch. This is bad. Probably some moron sucking on some beers. Loser dudes, getting wrecked, messing up things here. You tell me take it easy, it's not as bad as that. But I'm the one that's bleeding here, I'll be limping back. This ain't the goddamn subway, ain't downtown LA. It's Rincon, man, a gift, a perfect point break. Let us pray. Thank you.